everybody. So welcome to this reading video. I'm going to read this short passage or article to you guys. So let me start. How to write a research proposal. A guide to preparing a strong research proposal. Applying for a PhD or research master's degree and not sure where to start with your research proposal? Follow our guide. What is a research proposal? A research proposal should present your idea or question and expected outcomes with clarity and definition the what. It should also make a case for why your question is significant and what value it will bring to your discipline, the why. What it shouldn't do is answer the question, that's what your research will do. Why is it important? Research proposals are significant because another reason why it formally outlines your intended research, which means you need to provide details on how you will go about your research, including your approach and methodology, timeline, and feasibility, and all other considerations needed to progress your research, such as resources. Think of it as a tool that will help you clarify your ideas and make conducting your research easier. How long should it be? Usually no more than 2,000 words, but check the requirements of your degree and your supervisor or research coordinator. Presenting your idea clearly, concisely demonstrates that you can write this way. An attribute of a potential research candidate that is valued by assessors. What should it include? Project title. Your title should clearly indicate what your proposed research is about. Research supervisor. State the name, department, and faculty or school of the academic who has agreed to supervise you. Rest assured, your research supervisor will work with you to define your research proposal ahead of submission to ensure it meets the needs of your discipline. Proposed mode of research. Describe your proposed mode of research, which may be closely linked to your discipline and is where you will describe the style or format of your research. Example data, field research, composition, written work, social performance, and mixed media, etc. This is not required for research in the sciences, but your research supervisor will be able to guide you on discipline-specific requirements. Aims and objectives. What are you trying to achieve with your research? What is the purpose? This section should reference why you are applying for a research degree. Are you addressing a gap in the current research? Do you want to look at a theory more closely or test it out? Is there something you are trying to prove or disprove? To help you clarify this, think about the potential outcome of your research if you were successful. That is your aim. Make sure that this is a focus statement. Your objectives will be your aim broken down. The steps to achieving the intended outcome, they are the smaller proof points that will underpin your research purpose. Be logical in the order of how you present this so that each succeeds the previous. Example, if you need to achieve A before B, before C, then make sure you order your objectives A, B, C. Synopsis. A concise summary of what your research is about. It outlines the key aspects of what you will investigate as well as the expected outcomes. It briefly covers the what, why, and how of your research. A good way to evaluate if you have written a strong synopsis is to get somebody to read it without reading the rest of your research proposal. Would they know what your research is about? Background. Now that you have your question clarified, It is time to explain the why. Here, you need to demonstrate an understanding of current research climate in your area of interest. Providing context around your research topics through a literature review will show assessor that you understand current dialogue around your research and what is published. Demonstrate you have a strong understanding of the key topics, significant studies, and notable researchers in your area of research and how these have contributed to the current landscape. Expected research contribution. In this section, you should consider the following. Why is your research question or hypothesis worth asking? How is the current research lacking or falling short? What impact will your research have on this discipline? Will you be extending an area of knowledge, applying it to a new context, solving a problem, testing a theory, or challenging an existing one? Establish why your research is important by convincing your audience there is a gap. What will be the outcome of your research contribution? Demonstrate both your current level of knowledge and how the pursuit of your question or hypothesis will create a new understanding and generate new information. Show how your research is innovative and original. Draw links between your research and the faculty or school you are applying at, and explain why you have chosen your supervisor and what research have they or their school done to reinforce and support your own work. Cite these reasons to demonstrate how your research will benefit and contribute to the current body of knowledge. Propose methodology. Provide an overview of the methodology and techniques you will use to conduct your research. Cover what materials and equipment you will use and theoretical frameworks will you draw on, and how will you collect data. Highlight why you have chosen this particular methodology, but also why others may not have been as suitable. You need to demonstrate that you have put thought into your approach and why it's the most appropriate way to carry out your research. It should also highlight potential limitations you anticipate, feasibility within time and other constraints, ethical considerations, and how you will address this, as well as general resources. Work plan. A work plan is a critical component of your research proposal because it indicates the feasibility of a completion within the time frame and supports you in achieving your objectives throughout your degree. Consider the milestones you aim to achieve at each stage of your research. A PhD or master's degree by research can take 2 to 4 years of full-time study to complete. It might be helpful to offer year 1 in detail and the following years in broader terms. Ultimately, you have to show that your research is likely to be both original and finished, and that you understand the time involved. Resources. Provide details of the resources you will need to carry out your research project. Consider equipment, fieldwork, expenses, travel, and a proposed budget to indicate how realistic your research proposal is in terms of financial requirements and whether any adjustments are needed. Bibliography. Provide a list of references that you've made throughout your research proposal. Thank you everyone for listening. I hope this could be helpful for you as well, for those who are doing proposal like master or by research or PhD by research, something like that. So thank you. Reading. The more you read, the more you know. So please continue your reading, actual reading or either digital reading. That's good for you. Thank you.
It'll all be alright. I'll be home tonight. I'm coming back home.